Sorry. And hello, everybody, all the 0 viewers that are currently watching us. Welcome to another edition of Welsh Chats. My name is John Blackburn, and I am joined by Alex Bullen. How are you, sir?
I'm very well, thank you. But I'm now confused because the chat's been spammed, and we now have viewers. Okay.
We've got some chats.
There was people hopping away.
We got 2 views. 3. It was showing as 0 before, and then now it's showing as 5 or something like that. 7 viewers. Oh my! It's all going crazy. Thank you very much, everybody, for tuning in. We are very happy to have you here. And Alex, you're a bit happier, I think, this week compared to last week. Is that fair to say?
Yeah, I mean, in good spirits, John.
Good spirits. We'll come on to that in a little bit of time. I'm sure we can figure that out. But we've actually got some of Alex's games potentially to look at today, which can hopefully tell you why Alex is happy compared to last week, which is a good one. Because hang on a minute, didn't you nearly lose to like a 1300 or something at some point? Was that this week?
Yeah, I mean, I wasn't going to mention that, to be honest, John.
Oh.
That wasn't one of the games I was going to show. Just me flagging a 1300. Now that we've done it, that happened.
Yeah, I mean, I would never forget something like that, of course. So that's a good thing. Okay, so obviously on today's show, we're going to have a look at the calendar and ratings. As per usual, that's definitely something that we need to look at. There's actually quite a lot to look at in there as well. So we're looking forward to definitely this weekend. The 4NCL just happens this weekend with Divisions 1 and 2 playing. So we need to look at some of those results. We got some games from there as well. And yeah, actually, it was really good to meet up. And do you know what? The one thing that I said to myself, I must do when I travel down to the 4NCL, I must get a picture with Alex and Johan for the Welsh Chess Chat. And what did I not do?
Get a photo with Alex and Johan for the Welsh Chess Chat.
I know, yeah. Oh, hang on. Somebody's already clicked in on the chat, actually. What's going to happen this weekend? He's not going to get the chance to play him because he's going to halve out. Then you're going to lose to somebody else. Okay, there's a couple of other things going on, though, that I think people need to be aware of. We've got the European Youth Online Nations League, which is a bit of a mouthful. There's even a website for it, so we'll have a glance at that. And also, maybe some people in the chat can even help out with this. Wales played against the South of England regions last weekend. I don't actually know the results. And I'm hoping that maybe somebody else can help us get the results of what happened, so that we can actually maybe just make sure that people know what happened to our juniors. So it would probably be quite a good thing to have a look at. So we'll see. Okay, well, let's dig into the calendar and ratings, Alex, unless there's anything else that you've thought of in the last few seconds that we need to look at.
No, let's crack on.
Okay, so let's see how up-to-date these things are. And I guess I'll be losing rating again, will I? But let's have a look at the calendar first of all. So you can see here that the last weekend, South Wales versus South West Counties junior team tournament. So we want the results on that. That happened at the Chepstow Leisure Centre. But we click on the calendar, though, here. And probably the biggest talking point. Yes, of course, we also have Shropshire to review as well, because we had some Welsh players playing there. Alex, don't let me forget about that.
And it's an excuse to say you're a defending champion, right? That's why you really want to cover it.
Well, no, but I'm pretty sure that there was a bit of an upset round one. Didn't Tim play against Sam?
There was. He was my life boards.
Yeah. Okay. Well, in fact, let's go to there now, actually, just because I think there was a few more than just one player playing at Shropshire. So I'm just loading it up here. Although the problem is now when you go on chess results, you load it up and you click on like the nation that you want, and then you realize that you have to scroll down so far and click view more tournaments in order to bring it up because there's so many tournaments going on now.
Not in Wales. You don't
not in Wales. Oh no, definitely.
You can just click Wales. You've got everything for like the last 2 years there.
Yeah.
But in England.
Okay, so Shropshire Congress Open. Okay, let me bring this over. Okay, so Shropshire Congress, as Alex correctly pointed out, I did win this last year. I couldn't play in it this time because of the 4NCL, but it was actually won by, I think is he 16 years old? Aditya Vaidyanathan.
Oh, I've never heard of him.
Yeah, I've heard his name a few times. A really young player, 1900, finishing ahead of a load of 2200s actually and 2100s. So again, another player for the future. He got 4.5 points out of 5. Drew his first game against John Potter and then went win, 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 win. Beat Lewis Martin in the final round. Lewis Martin's a decent player, isn't he?
Lewis is very good.
Sorry,
is 12? They're saying
he's 12 or 10 or 11 or something like that. Okay.
Well, wow, okay, that's scary.
Even better then. Even better for him. Well done, Aditya. So, I mean, the thing is, though, for me, these names, Lewis Martin, Nigel Farrington, Bruce Bear, he gave me a good run for my money. John Potter played decently against me. I mean, Tim Kett, we all know how good he can be. Sam doesn't usually come up this far, but he came up this time. Martin Burrows, these are all Donald Mason. These are like legends of the game around here. They've been at the very top. Mike Surtees, Simon Hudge from my club, actually, even drawn against Daniel Sullivan. These are all players that are, been in opens for many, many years. Quality players, and to finish ahead of all these is a really good result. Will it come up with his birth year? Somebody's saying. Okay, well, let's have a little look. Let's see what it says.
No, it doesn't do it much anymore. Like it's only very certain events you can get.
I'm sure, to be honest, if we just type this in and type FIDE, he's probably got a FIDE rating, hasn't he? He's probably had a FIDE rating for about 5 years or something. He actually does have a FIDE rating. His born year is 2012. Okay, so yeah, 11, 12. It's just the problem is though, right? Was Shropshire FIDE rated? Because his FIDE rating's 1714.
1714. Wow.
So he's.
I believe it's not FIDE rated, Shropshire.
Okay. Well, was it last year? Maybe not.
Which is good news probably for some players, maybe not such good news for Aditya and Sam, who probably would have.
No, probably not. Okay, so the highest placed Welsh player was Tim Kett, although unfortunate for Tim, he had an interesting round one game against fellow Welsh player Sam Jukes, who got a good victory against him. So well done for Sam for that. But 3 wins and a draw for Tim, which was a pretty decent performance after that first round.
Yeah, I think it's a good response, isn't it? When we start off with a loss, it's easy sometimes to mentally check out or just be a bit.
The thing is, when he played in my tournament back in August, he lost his first 2 games. The first round against me, and then second round, I can't remember who that was against. And then he actually finished joint first in the tournament. He just went like win, win, win. He just didn't care. So he does have a lot of resilience. But Sam with a decent performance rating of quite significantly higher than his rating. Well done. Have you played Sam much, Alex?
Well, over the years, I guess quite a few, probably like 10 or so times. But for the most part, when I was playing him, I was like 1500 and he was 800. So those ones, I guess, don't really count.
No, they don't really count a bit too much. But yeah, I thought he was actually quite decent, really decent player, could actually push on. And we've got Alex Freeland here as well, who got 2.5 points as well, which is pretty decent in an open. But maybe he'll be a bit disappointed with how some of these middle games went, especially losing to a.
It shows how tough the tournament is that he's getting 2.5. Because I mean, even just the 4NCL in November, he was one of our standout players. He was on really good form then. So yeah, it's tough. Wait, was Rudy there as well somewhere?
Was Rudy there?
I saw Julie, so I guess Rudy went.
Well, Julie's down here under an
Rudy's
English
number
flag.
20, but he's got an English flag by his name. Has he changed his federation?
No.
We'll have to play with the Welsh in round 1. Brilliant.
No, Rudy couldn't have. There must be a mistake because that can't happen.
That's a sad day for Welsh chess if he's now.
It is. That would be an extremely sad day for Welsh chess if he's changed. I very much doubt that that's what's happened. No, he's still down as. He's got Welsh in his FIDE profile picture. In fact, let's bring it over. In fact, there it is. Probably one of the most dangerous Welsh chess players you'll ever meet.
He complained to the organisers that they put the wrong flag. You tell him, Rudy.
Oh, did he? Good on him. Good on him. I made that mistake for my junior tournament. I didn't even know how to do it, but apparently I I just sent all these details off to Matthew Carr, and I didn't stipulate who was Welsh and who wasn't Welsh, so they weren't able to put any flags on. They did change it just before, a few days before, so it was all right. Well done, Rudy and Julie, for playing as well. And then, okay, my dad for some reason is down as Welsh, as is Josh McKenna, my mum, Christoph Jakubiak. I've heard of him before. He played in the major section. Just have a quick check on where they finished. Okay, so Christoph actually with a low rating actually did quite well, 3.5
He's
points.
a handy player, Christoph. He's at Cardiff Chess Club. He can play.
And Josh McKenna did not take a bye. And you got 2.5 points, which is pretty decent return. And my mum and dad usually take a lot of draws in these tournaments, as is their way, because they like to enjoy themselves. Joseph Muxlow from Wrexham, Gary Slegg from Wrexham as well in the next section down. Let's see how they went on. Okay, so Gary, good 3 points out of 5. Win, loss, draw. Lost to John Gillett, who finished quite half point high. And Joseph Muxlow got 2.5 points as well. Still decent performances, aren't they? You know.
I think so. Yeah, I think anything 50% or above, because unless you're the very top seed, is good going.
I don't know. Is it? Do you remember going through playing in these sections, like when you were a junior, or even as an adult, like playing in the minor, the inter, and the major sections? Because I remember playing in some intermediates and some majors. I just remember winning a lot of games, and then being straight into the Open as soon as possible. Did you go through that at all, or?
Well, I was quite late coming to chess. I guess I played some majors, but only like that major Open over Easter. I used to play that, and then I just remember playing Opens after that. I remember playing like Welsh Championships when I was like the worst player, and I have some bad memories from those. But like, also you learn a lot, right?
Yeah, you do learn a lot.
And of course, one of my bad memories is against Rudy. I remember I played him on the final day of the Welsh when I was bottom seed. I lost a lot of games, but he's the only one who absolutely battered me.
Yeah,
you remember I lost to Rudy more because it lasts about half an hour.
Oh yeah. Final shout out to Aberystwyth University's Patrick Bourne as well, playing in the bottom section, but getting a good undefeated. 1, 2, 3.5 points out of 5. That's pretty damn good. For somebody to travel across, and I finished quite high, joint third actually. So you must have got a little bit of prize money. Joint third with like 3, 6, 7 other people. That's pretty funny. But okay, still good performance as well, and well done to these players for traveling over. I don't think Shropshire, it's not that far for you, is it, or is it?
I don't think so.
Okay,
probably pretty near.
Okay, well, let's have a look here, because some of the big deals is the South Wales Winter Congress is this weekend, starts tomorrow night with its first round. It's in Bridgend. I'm assuming there's still time to enter into this tournament if you want to. So, of course, it's after the 8th of January, so the entry fee is £40 for the Open and £35 for the Major, with first prize in the Open being 200, first in the Major being 160. So, would we say, Alex, that on the, if we look at the congresses across the whole country, £200 for a first prize in an Open, is that attractive?
It's, I'd say, the very lower limit of what you'd expect. I think 200 is outrageous.
No, it's, for example, I think 250, 300 is probably more normal for what you see. But obviously nothing to be sniffed at, of course. Everybody would love to win that. And we've also got the under 9 and H championships as well. So £200 is, though, apparently enough to, if we click on the entrance, attract Johann Sebastian Christiansen, a 26-29 rated Grandmaster. Where's he from? Is it Norway? Where's he from?
Yeah.
He's from Norway. So clearly just flown in to Bridgend just for this tournament. That's the only reason he must be here, surely. I can't imagine what else he'd be doing, with his life. But maybe he just targeted this event. I don't know.
I get a feeling he must have some goal, right, to play a tournament in like every country or something.
That could be something.
It's either that or he just happens to be in Cardiff at this point, because he's taken a round 3 bye, which suggests he has plans Saturday afternoon.
Yeah.
In either Cardiff or Bridgend, right? But Like, why not just enjoy your plans? Why trawl all the way to Bridgend to play us lot? Like, we were realistically, like, if he wins all 4 games, everyone's like, well, he's 26, 29. Of course he should. And if he doesn't, he's a disgrace, right? So
he's a disgrace.
So what's the point? Like, Stephen Jones will have him. Stephen Jones will have him.
I think Stephen Jones will have him as well. Yeah, I think he's the best shot, our teammate. But do you know what? It's one of those things where anybody can have anybody. I mean, round 1 of the South Wales International, didn't Hugo Fowler get a draw against the GM? But I mean, he played a bit of a dodgy opening, but anybody's capable there. If they have a good time. I mean, we didn't expect Joe to, no offense, Joe, to get a draw against Jose, wasn't it? Last year in the Congress,
and
he won the Congress. I mean, it was a great result for Joe, but unexpected. But anybody can get a result against anybody, and I'm sure Greg's also got results. You're due a win against the GM, Alex.
Oh mate, I'm just going to hoover up all the pieces if I play.
Yeah, there's no point winning. You might as well just have a draw. Yeah, just have a draw.
London system.
London system. If you win against a GM with a London system, I need to do some sort of forfeit or something.
But if I'm black, it's a problem because Christensen beat Gukesh in like 21 moves last month in a Caro.
No.
So he beat Gukesh last month, and this month he's gone from beating Gukesh to in round 1 playing like Keith Downey.
Who's he actually going to play here? So there's 26 entrants missing from round 1. We've got 5 missing, so that's goes down to 21, let's say. So
I'm pretty sure it's Keith Downey in round
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. It's going to be Dukes, May, or Turner, surely. No, you think Downey? Okay, well,
because all the players who've taken half-point buys are quite high up, so you have to push it down.
Oh, okay, right, okay. I rely on you for that. But I don't think that's going to be the case because I think because this guy has got his name down on there and watch him withdraw before round 1, that'd be hilarious. All the people are traveling in now. Everybody's getting in their cars. They're driving down to Bridgend, driving in. Hotels are being booked up. Campsites are being booked up. Bridgend's got a just flock of chess players just milling around, traveling down, going, yes, we're going to play this 2600s GM just to play it. So I think there's going to be a flurry of entries, especially now we've mentioned it on the chat, Alex. What do you think?
Yeah. Well, there might well be. You coming down? You best be leaving soon, John.
Do you know what? I am tempted. But unfortunately, I didn't get permission to come down as much as I did want to. And did you know what? I was actually, even without his entry, I would have liked to come down with yourself, Stephen, and there's a few others as well there. All playing. It would be quite good to play in these events because I want to play against you so I can beat you. Should be a good thing. Okay, well, maybe we'll have some interesting games there. But he's taken the half-point point in round 3. What do you make of that? Do you think that's going to dent his chances? Do you think somebody could go to 4.5 each and tie it with him?
I don't think so. I don't think there's enough players for that to happen.
Okay.
But it means that he absolutely has to win. If he wants to win it outright, he has to win 4 games. And I don't know. I think it's not tactical, right? The guy's clearly busy. There's no reason.
Yeah. He's clearly doing something else, isn't he?
Maybe I'll ask him. I might speak to the guy.
What? He's not going to speak to you? You're a candidate master.
Yeah, but his teammate's Magnus. Magnus probably doesn't speak to him, so he knows how it feels.
Oh, right, he knows how it feels. Yeah, that's probably a good reason. Okay, so 26 entrants in the open section, which is fantastic. Is there a couple of lower-rated players here? Gareth Richards and John Tusa, 1200, 1500s. Malcolm Probert. These players are playing up, aren't they, quite significantly? This is quite interesting. Quite brave of them. Maybe not for Malcolm and John, but if you're rated 1111 and 1200, maybe there's. I don't know if we know Gareth Richards, but I'd probably advise him, if that is his true rating, to maybe play in the section lower. But very brave of him to do it. If not, unless anybody in the chat knows who that person is, might be worthwhile just having a quick conversation. But look at the entrance in this major section. 46 entrants. I think that's fantastic.
It's good. I think it's the best we've seen in a good while, right? Well, I guess in Newport was well supported as well.
Yeah, it was. I mean, okay, it's not just a major. It's basically the bottom section, so to speak, because there isn't any other sections below it. But that's a fantastic amount of entrants. I think that is really good, and that just shows. Okay, so 26 there, 46 entrants there. Okay, quick bit of maths, 60, 72. 72 entrants already is still a really good for Wales, a Welsh Congress. I think that's fantastic, actually.
I agree. I mean, I think I played last season in this tournament last year, the major, because my friend from school won it, and there was like 10, 12 players in the major. And the Open was a little bit bigger, but like 18, 20. So it's sort of nearly doubled in size, I reckon, in a year, which is obviously great.
Yeah, it's fantastic. Great work from, I guess, the clubs. There's probably a lot of juniors in this section as well. So obviously the club's pushing that too, and people wanting chess. So, fantastic work. And then the under-9 and the under-8s championships, which was held last year. It's got 5 entries in the under-9 and 2 entries in the under-8, which is just
pointless, right?
Yeah, it does feel that way. I mean, I don't understand it. I think I understand why they're doing it, because they've got the venue, so they might as well run it at the same time. But doesn't feel like it's. I don't know what to do for this. I don't know what to suggest. If I was running the junior Welsh chess and the tournaments, and I was in charge of that, I'd literally have one weekend for all of the tournaments.
Yeah, it makes sense. And then leave this free. And if they want to play in the major section, let them play the major, or even create a minor if they feel that's. But this is just pointless. Like 2 people playing, they'll merge the sections and have an all play all.
This is an interesting comment actually from the chat though. By Sigma Duck, that some of the under 9 and under 8 are not bothering playing it. They're playing in the major.
Well, I mean, it speaks volumes, right? They've probably played each other a million times. They just had this tournament.
Yeah.
Why not test yourself? And I mean, you're going to improve more playing a major than an under 9 tournament. So.
Yeah, I think I know a couple of the names there, but I just want to go back to the actual entry form. Is it so the under 9s is Saturday the 20th of January. So, but then the under 8s is on the Sunday. So basically, that must be a rapid play then, is it? So, okay, so. Yeah, so it's a 5 rounds kind of rapid. Oh no, hang on. What's the time control for the under 9s and under 8s?
It's rapid. I saw it somewhere.
It's just rapid, okay.
Not very clear.
So basically, people are saying I'd rather play long play tournament over the whole weekend than play in those 2 things.
I as well.
Yeah, I get it. I think there's a great suggestion in the chat as well, just to have everybody in the major and just have a junior prize. Maybe at different age groups, perhaps, or more rating prizes, I think would be really good. But okay, if you're not entered into that, then make sure you get in. I don't know when last entries are taken, but probably not on the day, so you're going to have to fill that out now. And I would 100% definitely do that. You can do it all online, so come to the Welsh Chess Union website and do it. Any other changes, Alex, that we can see?
Oh, I don't know, I wasn't looking, but
Blitz is on the 27th. But we talked about that last time, didn't we?
Yeah. There's a junior team blitz. If there was a senior team, if there was an adult team blitz, I think that would be really cool.
Yeah, that would be cool, wouldn't it? An adult team blitz. Because I went through that period where I did the all the tournaments that I'd like to see. Do you remember that?
Oh, yes, yeah.
Like the WCPL all in like one weekend or something like that, or a long weekend. That'd be great. Adult team blitz would be fantastic. I wonder how well this is being advertised. The primary school and secondary school team championships on the 16th and 17th of March. That would be really good to see what's been entered so far. How close is it to being successful? Are the people in this chat? Do we know if the school, if your child is at one of the schools that could enter a team? Have they entered? Are they going to enter? What is the actual current take-up of this event? Because if it's terrible, then I wouldn't mind doing a few Facebook posts about it and making sure that people know about it. Just shouting a little bit about it. If it's great, then I don't need to. So I'd really like to get some information on that actually, because I think that'd be a fantastic event for people to enter and things. Did you play anything like that, Alex, when you were younger?
Just like the Welsh schools championships. I don't know if it's the same thing. I guess it might have changed down the years, but there'd only be one team event a year, really. So we used to play that, but yeah, it's not much more than that.
Okay, yeah, I did see an email as well about this European Schools tournament, 30th of May, June the 8th. It's actually in Ireland, at Limerick University.
Oh, is it a team event? Is it that they play as a school, or they'd have to be in school?
Do you know what?
You don't know.
Well, let's click on info. I thought it was an individual event.
Oh, okay.
Even though they call it European Schools.
Yeah, it's individual. Yeah.
And now it's an individual. And it's second in importance to the European youth, apparently. Travels around. It's not going to be close to Wales again. I like this point. It's not going to come this close to Wales again for decades, if at all.
I mean, this not wrong.
That's great. And it looks like it's the odd age groups. So 7, 9, 11, 13, 15, 17 from the 1st of Jan. Separate tournament for girls. There's also an open category. You've got to make it through the Welsh Union. So actually, if you're a parent and you're thinking, I want my child to play for Wales, so long as they're decent enough, then hopping across to Ireland might not be that much of a trek for you. Perhaps you could see maybe some people maybe going over on the ferry, perhaps, and camping over there or something like that. It might be significantly cheaper than. Although maybe you have to pay. Do you have to pay for the accommodation in these things? €899.
It's probably one of those scams, isn't it? Where you have to stay in the hotel they tell you to. Mind you, Ireland's pretty expensive anyway, so that's probably the going rate. But I mean, it's a good opportunity for people who want to, right? And it's easier logistically than going to. It's usually in Romania or somewhere like Turkey or Greece, right? So this is maybe not such a nice location, but it's more practical for those who don't want.
Much more practical for us as well. But yeah, okay, still going to cost you an arm and a leg, but definitely a good opportunity. Okay. Oh, sorry, somebody's just picked us up on something, and you're right. Hang on. It's a.
Oh, we're not going to read. We can't read the whole thing on stream. Don't pick us up for not reading.
€900 though, and it's right. And ensuite rooms in the university.
At least it's ensuite, right? Imagine if it was shared bathrooms for that. Like, take the small wins, guys.
And it's obviously full board as well. Yeah, they probably do put the prices up, I'm afraid. And if you have to pay it in order to enter and you have to stay there, then they've got you by. They've got you, and you can't really get out. But okay, well, Ian's taken some entries for that. So if you want your child in there, then at least you can ask the question, and then he can make the decision on yes, no, or prove yourself, shall we say. And yeah, I think apart from we talked about the Newport Congress getting this date in early, which is good to see, by the way, last week. That's the calendar done. And how are the ratings, Alex?
You tell me. I mean, they have updated them now.
Have they? I don't know. I haven't looked. So we'll click on new.
They have.
Mr. Camacho's played a game, has he?
Well, he played 2 at 4 in CL, but not that one. Like that game was played in November. I don't know what it's doing there now. Just wrong, isn't it?
Okay. Mr. Diamond.
Because they haven't put 4 in CL on yet, so you haven't lost your rating, but
lost to Tim Wall. So I've not lost anything yet because my 4 NCR rating haven't gone on yet. So okay, so Tim game 5.
Yeah, mostly off me.
Oh, basically off you, yeah.
Well, he actually lost at Shropshire, right? Yeah.
He gained a load off you, and then he just lost points at Shropshire. Okay, and yourself obviously -7, but that's going to change, isn't it?
Got one back last night, didn't I? It's the small games.
A small gain last night. But Tom Brown, obviously, with his stellar performance in Hastings, is gaining 30 points already. Well done, Tom. See, they're playing against Maximum Guard must be good. But beating Keith Arkle is the big thing. Also beat Bodhana as well. I mean, getting that in before she gets too good is going to be a real good one for him. Okay, so not much change at the top, but obviously some games from the 4 NCL still to be added on. I know myself, Alex, and Johan playing in that. Jose was playing in that. And
Tom Brown and all his teammates.
Oh, yeah, of course, Tom Brown as well. Okay, well, let's have a look at who's leading the played standings then at the moment. Who is Luis Sanchez?
He's the dude in Aberystwyth, I think, isn't he? He played Hastings. I don't know where his other games came from.
So Tom and him played Hastings. And
so did Michael Binks, yeah.
So we played
he played 2 events at Hastings.
Yeah. Okay. Luis Sanchez, clearly a follower of the chat, knows what's important to play in. Mr. Binks and Mr. Dukes closely following as well. And then, okay, lots of people on 7 and 6 as standard. The second last time, Mr. Cat on six games. And Josh McKenna beating him by 1, which is good. Well, technically, Sam, there's a lot of things that should be technically done, but we do like to do things differently at the Welsh Chess Union. And Patrick Bourne, is that the guy that played in Shropshire that I mentioned? He played in the lower section.
Correct, yeah.
He's gaining 100 points, so that's a really good tournament for him. Not losing. That's what happens when you travel to England. You take points, bring them back to Wales. It's exactly what you need to do. So, yeah, great to see, an adult, shall we say, up there and not a junior all the time. Although I'm sure they'll start to come back as we go there. Right, it's early days. That's the ratings. Not much change, but we do probably have to share your screen, Alex, maybe, to have a look at the 4NCL, I think, because we've got some games to show you. And also we want to look at the update on the results, really, of what's going on, because I must admit our 4NCL performance so far has been absolutely terrible. The first 2 games we drew and then lost. And the reason was because I wasn't there. That's the main reason that we figured out. Isn't that right, Alex?
Yeah. Well, on that note, we'll look at round 3, right?
No.
The audible checks, yeah, redeeming ourselves on the second weekend on the Saturday game up against Sussex Marlets, a team I think on paper we were slight favourites for, and our returning Jonathan Blackburn with the white pieces, gave him white on his return, so probably win, won't he? Lost his game to David Graham.
Do you want to zoom in a little bit on that? Look at him think about it now. I can't zoom in.
Yeah, we good?
Yeah, I guess so.
Fine.
There you go. That's better.
Brilliant. Yeah. So here we are, a 4-all draw. We had Johan playing top board. Got his draw, lower rated opponent. Johnny let the team down.
I did let the team down. I did.
And I could only draw as well. So the Welsh Chess Chat guys, bit of a hindrance for our team there, as we only got a 4-all draw.
Yeah, it was weird. I've had numerous games like this where I've had white against players of a similar rating, and for some reason either pushed too hard or just not converted it. And I feel like if I played them in a 10-game match, I feel like I'd have the upper hand. But on these individual moments, I'm afraid, sorry, Captain, I've let you down.
Well, we'll have to find out if you redeemed yourself on the Sunday, I guess, won't we? But,
well, I don't know about that, but you might not pick me now for next weekend, right? Because I lost that game.
Well, luckily for you, we have a small amount of hotel rooms held, so I need people who can commute to the venue, so you might get in. And this game, we were playing the Sharks too, who were top of the league. No, they were second before the weekend, but we actually duffed them up to get our first win of the season. So, John and Johan both, I think, rock solid with the black pieces. Is that fair to say?
Yeah, well,
never worst, right?
Will and Jack won really quickly, didn't they? And Johan actually pushed quite hard against Ben. Ben was well prepped for him, and Johan didn't stand a chance. He put it on the computer. He said it was never better. And Ben just played really well on top board, and Johan played it through to a bishop and the knight endgame, and you couldn't do anything but agree a draw. I saw that he'd finished, and I was giving him a lift, and I saw that we were 2-0 up, and I was like, well, I've never been better in my game. So I was just actually starting to put some pressure on my opponent, actually. But it was one of those things where I think, hang on a minute, we're 2-0 up. Johan's just drawn. I can see that you were never going to lose. And so for the team, it did feel like the right thing to do. And then very quickly as well, I saw that Eunice was actually at least not going to lose. She was going to either draw or win. I was unsure about Indy at that stage. But I thought, hang on a minute, even if Stephen didn't look like he was losing at that stage, it looked like it was unclear. So I thought Indy might have lost, but apparently he was fine all the way through, and maybe I just misevaluated it. So it just seemed like the right thing to do for the team to get us over the line.
I think it makes sense, right? The match was going the right way, so it gets us our first win of the season. So we're no longer in a relegation zone thanks to your draw.
My draw, my 18, or was it 20 move draw? I can't even remember really rubbish moves it was, but my opponent played the most boring line, right?
Oh, yeah.
He played the delayed exchange French, and they're just like, he's white. Like, you look at these ratings, though, right? Look at these ratings. They know they're most likely going to lose bottom board.
Yep.
Yeah? So they know they're pretty much 1-0 down already. If you've got whites and you're playing for the Sharks here, you've got to be playing an aggressive variation, an aggressive line. You've got to be going for the win. You can't be halving out. You've got to be putting pressure on your opponent. And my opponent didn't at all. He played the most boring line ever. And I'm thinking, well, what's going on? I've been dissed in chat as well, Alex.
Oh, good. I can't see chat, but well done, chat. I still can't see it. Let me go back.
Oh, because you're sharing your screen. Okay.
Yeah.
Well, it just put a French player saying, "Oh, my opponent played the most boring line." Yeah. Okay.
I mean,
I like it. I do like it. I do like the comment. It's good. So where does that put us then in the division then now after the results, Alex?
So we are in 8th place.
That's a horrible table to look at. Why is it so horrible?
It's because you made me zoom in.
Okay, yeah, that's true. Yeah.
So we're in 8th, which is no longer a relegation zone. And the next weekend we play Cambridge University 2, which I'd like to think is a match we'll win, given as they've struggled, and also Shack Attack, who are just above us. If we can get a couple of wins there, we'll see us shoot right up the table.
Does promotion go on game points?
No.
If we tied on match points?
Oh, yes. Yeah.
Okay.
But, a long way to go anyway. And then also on the weekend, Division 3 nights, we saw Revelwia. I assume I'm pronouncing it correctly. They beat Celtic Tigers 2 on Saturday.
Hang on, that's like a very close match, actually, isn't it?
Yes, not much between them, actually. Good win by Pete, outrated. Tom, again, good win.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm going to show Paul Hatchett against Adam Cranston. You're
going to show this game?
It is a great game.
Okay, I can't wait.
And on the Sunday, they did go down 1-1 to Surbiton. So probably they'll be a bit disappointed, I imagine, to lose boards 4 and 5, because it looks like on paper a match that they have every chance of getting
4, 5, 6 actually.
Yeah, true. So probably to lose all 3 will not be great. But I think they're 7th, so slightly better than us and have mild promotion hopes. And I do know they have a new signing who they've signed from the Audible checks ready for the next weekend.
Oh, they do? Are we able to say who this is or no?
I mean, I think anyone could probably guess, but I won't name drop.
I can't guess. I don't know who it is.
We'll pick it up after.
We'll do that next time when they play him, and then or her.
Yeah. Well, I mean, actually, they're already in the squad online, so Tim has joined them for
okay.
February.
Right. Well, good luck, Tim. Good luck with playing for them.
Yes. So
games. So what game's this?
Can you see my screen yet?
Yes.
Okay. So this is.
Hang on. Let me make us smaller because they don't want to see our faces when there's chess on the board.
Absolutely not. Yeah. Do you need me to zoom in, or are we good?
No, this is good.
Right. So we have Paul Hatchett against Adam Cranston from the 4NCL on Saturday. And Paul opens B4 because, obviously, why wouldn't you open B4? And his opponent plays C6, which is a move I fully approve of. He's going to get his nice pawn structure, you think?
I don't know any of this theory. What is this nonsense?
I mean, I don't know. But Bishop B2, Queen B6, I mean, you must have prepped this. Because Paul has.
I'm already loving this game.
Yeah, I mean A3,
A5, A5,
A5, C4.
I can see the moves.
Which now makes sense.
Do you want to take off the? Do you want to click on the bottom?
I don't know how to hide it.
If you see the bottom 3 lines, horizontal lines,
yep.
Like that. Click. There you go. Can't see them.
Oh, well done.
And neither can you, I guess.
No, C5.
What?
Oh gosh.
Oh, this is great.
It's a gambit from Paul. The guy doesn't take it. He goes Queen C7.
Because no, it's not a gambit because he takes.
Oh, if he
takes
takes
on
he takes. Oh, nice.
And you hit the queen and the rook on a8.
Paul is a crafty character. Queen c7. So in this case, the opening is good for white, right?
This is 4NCL game. This is Division 3 4NCL game. Paul Hatchett versus who was it?
Adam Cranston.
Adam Cranston. Top
Bishop
match.
takes 8.
What nonsense is this? En passant.
D5, mate.
En passant's bad.
Paul goes knight f3 here. So black goes knight f6. So what do you think, John?
What, take that knight or bishop e5 wins the knight on b8?
Bishop e5 and black resigns. so just to clarify, this guy, I don't know where he's travelled from, has travelled across the country to play in the Four Nations Chess League. He's turned up at the board. His opponent's played 1b4. He's played 9 moves, resigned, and presumably gone home or gone to his hotel room, right?
Oh, that's horrible. I mean, can we find out where he's from and how far he's travelled? Because I don't know whether that makes me feel better or not for him. Because, yeah,
Celtic Tigers, I think they're quite London-based, so you probably wouldn't pay it over. Yeah,
I mean, it's just it's sickening, isn't it?
It is. It is.
Traveling for 2 or 3 hours to play 9 moves, get stuffed up, and then have to go to your hotel room and wait another 5 hours. Even longer than that.
You're going to be depressed for, right?
Yeah.
I don't think I'd have resigned.
No, I wouldn't have resigned.
You've got 0 counterplay, but I'm playing Queen D7.
You're playing Queen D7, not Queen D8?
No, I'm going to play like Queen F5 or something.
Oh, you're going up to F5 with your Queen, are you? And it doesn't actually threaten anything, right?
Or G4 maybe. Attack that B pawn. Like,
I'd go Queen D8 because then I've got to discover the attack with the bishop after the bishop on C8 moves.
Oh, nice. Actually, that's a good point.
Yeah.
Anyway, yeah, I saw this game and I thought the people of Wales needed to see this, so hence why I had to show it.
Well, that's a Welsh miniature, isn't it? And it should go into the history logs, shouldn't it? It should be stored somewhere and saved. That is a beautiful game. Thank you for showing. Did you see this game then or something? How did you come across it?
Oh, well, I didn't see it because it probably finished by the time I'd go at my opening, John. Like, I don't think anyone saw
even done
it.
2 moves.
I was just playing through, like, I always look at the Revelio players' games because I know them all. So I was just like having a look, and I just flicked through and I saw one was really short, and so it wasn't a quick draw. And I thought, well. And then you see it starts B4. You have to play through it. Right?
God, Paul Hatchett, legend for this game.
Yeah.
Just about.
I shouldn't have shown this game first, right? Because now I'm going to show my game, and that's going to be really boring.
This masterpiece. No, I think I prefer this next game, actually.
Oh, well, we'll see if the people in chat prefer it.
So this is your second game, yeah?
This is my Sunday game, yeah.
Yeah, because your Saturday game was a very miserable pawn take and then have no positional play whatsoever, wasn't it?
Yeah, basically. But, never losing, right? So it's still okay. Right, it should be on stream now.
So what colour are you?
I'm white.
Okay.
And I'm playing this dude, Samuel Milson. And when I was a kid, he's the same age as me. When I used to go to like Giga finals and stuff, I'd get maybe 3.5 out of 6, and he would always win them. He was like the best of my age group. But I never played him in those tournaments. The first time we've played each other. But that's how I know him. And now I'm a little bit higher rated, but he's obviously still pretty good.
How the tables have turned, eh?
Well, quite. So we get one of these, and I went Queen C2. So actually, for the first time ever at Wednesday, I actually did good prep. So we get this, and it's all pretty standard opening.
Yep.
7 castles. E3. It's not the main move. It's like the first line. It's not main.
Yeah, I was going to say you didn't look completely right there because you probably want to go E4 in one go if you can, or something like that.
Well, I mean, it's all prep. It's like just this idea that after knight D7 you go Queen E2.
Oh, I see. You're making room for your queen.
Yeah, and it's kind of like, you often go Rook D1 and Knight C3 E4 comes. It's like it comes at a really awkward moment because you can just wait. And like if Black doesn't know what they're doing, they can get squashed quite easily. So you went Queen C7, which is the best move.
That looks a weird spot for the queen because you're clearly going to be able to put a rook on C1 at some point soon.
But likewise, I'll put it on D1 immediately. Yeah, and you can't break with C5 or E5. So Queen C7, like E5 will probably come at some point now.
Okay.
Which is, I guess they always want to play c5 or e5. And the rooks are connected, so I don't know. I guess.
Can he not play c5 or e5 straight away, though?
Don't remember. I mean, I'll take on e5.
Yeah, but then he's got knight g4.
Well, I'll probably play...
Oh, maybe you take with the knight, perhaps.
Yeah, I was thinking.
Because you'll grab it with f4, won't you?
Oh, absolutely, yeah.
Yeah, you're not letting that pawn go back.
Or even after e5, I'll take, and after knight g4, I'll just go rook d1. And your queen doesn't want to be on d8, right?
Okay.
So yeah, I mean, and then he goes e5, which is not the main move, but it's one that I had briefly looked at before the game. I knew it existed, and I mean, black here is nearly equalized. Like, it's not.
So this is still prep then, sort of thing.
Yeah, yes. I think he played queen c7 straight away, and he thought about e5, so he's no longer in his book, which was good news for me, because I knew if he played his line well, he would just basically be equal. So I went e4, and I was hoping he'd go bishop g6.
Oh, you got a pin.
If he does, well, it basically just like wins, but not like it positionally wins.
Yeah.
Thing. And then g4, and it's just horrible.
G4 is a nice move.
Yeah. So this is the kind of thing I was hoping for, because bishop g6 obviously is a natural move. But yeah, so he goes bishop g4, which is correct. b5, and bishop b4, which is correct.
So what happens if he takes on d5? Was that no good?
If he takes, I'll just play e takes. I mean, a lot of things will transpose, but he has to waste a move playing a6 is the problem. It's like if takes, at some point knight b5 and d6 can be super annoying. So like, it's not really bad if he takes. He's not considerably worse, but it's just, I think, yeah, he doesn't really want this knight to exist, which is why he goes bishop b4, so he can basically take it off.
Okay.
And I don't have knight b5 stuff, and like this might be weak when he takes it. h3 takes.
It's got the bishop pair.
Well, this is why I picked the line. Basically it's 0-0-0, but you have a bishop pair, so I think it's not really equal. Right?
Johan would be proud of you.
Johan will say it's winning as white.
Yeah.
Yeah. But obviously,
of course he would. That's all he says.
Yeah, and it gets better because now he takes on c3. Takes.
Just love an endgame, don't you?
This is still my prep. My prep was...
This is still your prep?
Yeah, I told you it was good. So the prep was rook ac8, and then I had bishop e3, b6, and rook ac1. And this is just dead equal according to an engine, but I was like, okay, I will never lose this, and I think I have 50% chance to win.
I mean, I'm just so impressed that this is your prep, Alex. So at this point in the game, had you like gained time on your clock, or had you actually started to try and think just to make sure and double check it, or?
Yeah, I was on about 1:46, I think. Again, around 6 minutes. But yeah.
How much had he used?
Not tons, maybe like half an hour.
Okay.
So I get the feeling he might have seen it because he was finding the right moves without like a deep think. So he was trying to recall it, I think. So he kind of knew his stuff. But when he was thinking, knew rook c8 was the best move. In my head, I was thinking, well, once he goes rook f c8 instead, because I don't have this bishop e3 intermezzo. And he did play rook f c8. And now I have to start thinking.
That's really interesting though, because you know that bishop e3 hits the a7 pawn. Yeah, it's those kind of moves. Well, rook f c8 clearly makes more sense then, because he doesn't have to spend the tempo.
Yeah, it's one of those where you wish, I wish I had looked at that earlier, but you can say that about every line because this is the main line I was looking at. So yeah, I was just trying to think. Obviously, it's an issue to defend this pawn, so I thought the priority is not like I can't just drop the c pawn, because I thought even in some lines if I get activity, I don't think I'll ever have enough to justify losing the whole pawn and having winning chances. Like it feels like it's too much. So I threw in rook b1 first. b6 because I thought it's nice to have this diagonal at some point, and I played bishop b2, which is like feels a little bit sad, especially as on the Saturday I basically had a bishop exactly like this that was really bad. That's so bad that it meant an extra pawn wasn't enough, but I felt it was necessary here. He went rook c5, and afterwards I was kind of wondering whether I'd misplayed, but it is just all pretty much equal. Like there's nothing much going on.
Protected by your rook. It's a solid bishop, that.
It will come good, right? You just have to trust. I'd rather have the two bishops, and one of them's bad for now, and later it will be good. Right?
They do have potential, don't they? Lots of potential.
Yeah, exactly. Rook bd1. I've got a protected pass pawn.
Yeah, unguarded your bishop on b2 though. It's a loose piece.
Yeah, and here I thought he would play rook a5, and then ask me whether I'm going to defend my a pawn or not.
Whether you're going to play a3.
Yeah, and I thought rook a5, a3, like maybe rook b5, rook d2, and I thought I was fine, and like that's the best line, but it's like completely okay for white.
Yeah,
because like this rook by itself doesn't do enough. Like he can't clamp me down. So even if he provokes a3, eventually I will get c4 in and like sort my pieces out a bit. But here he plays e4, which as soon as he played, that's a really strange move. Like it doesn't make sense. I think he was super worried about the d pawn, but it's a long way away from being a problem. Rook d4,
because it gives you a target now on e4 to hit.
It does, and I mean, if we're gonna swap some stuff off, like it'll only help this bishop. I think the more pieces on the board, the more he can control it. But if we take everything off the board and have this bishop, it will become good in 2 moves.
I guess your rook d4 move actually just shows why e4 was not a good move, because you want your rook there, you want to play c4, you might want to play a4, and maybe he was trying knight e5, knight d3 or something, but it doesn't look good.
No, I mean, yeah, I don't know if he just completely miscalculated something, but he played rook takes d5 fairly quickly, so I don't know if this was just his plan, but again, I was
very happy.
Now I've got my bishop pair against his 2 knights, and he did tell me after the game, he said, I didn't think your bishop pair would be such a big deal because your pawn structure's worse, which I kind of get, because like, at least he has c5 square, but even if you think and know, like the engine, again, still thinks black's fine, but I don't know why you choose to go into this when you can keep it.
I can't remember who played it, but it was a game in the Grand Swiss, like, I don't know, 3-4 years ago or something like that. And it was literally an equal, I think it was, what's his name? Begins with G.
Not helpful.
World Championship candidate challenger?
Gukesh.
No, from like
Gelfand.
Gelfand. And he had the 2 bishops versus 2 knights, completely symmetrical pawn structure. He absolutely nailed this player. I can't remember who it was. It was fantastic just to see clearly how the 2 bishops just dominate. It was great.
I think what's great is you don't even have to see the way. You just have to trust in them, right? You get the bishop pair and you think at some point there'll be a moment, and you just play.
Because even if you drop a pawn, you might still be okay, mightn't you? Whereas if the knights drop a pawn, they're doomed.
Yeah, agreed.
I think,
and the knights always want the same squares as well, whereas the bishops never want to, as well. I guess we'll find out quite soon. But actually, here's an interesting point. I'm going to give chat 30 seconds to type what you think the best move is for white here, because it's awesome. And I mean, I can't actually see chat, but
I'll tell you if anybody puts anything in chat.
If you shout a random move, it might be right.
Somebody says they need to think. Sorry, you gave you 30 seconds. You haven't. That's the 30-second thing.
No time to think. So I'll just crack ahead. If you're watching on YouTube, you can pause it and have a nice long think like that.
Well, give it 10 seconds. Just give it 10 seconds. I'm timing it down. We've got 1 suggestion, 2 suggestions, 1 serious suggestion, though.
Okay.
2 suggestions. Okay, so the non-serious suggestion was I offer a draw. I think that's what Alex did after move 1, to be honest. And then we've got 2 people saying bishop c6 and 1 person resigning.
Okay.
So thank you, chat.
I played bishop f3, which is fine, but the best move in this position, and it will become clear, is to play bishop a8.
What?
Yeah, I know, right?
It'll become clear.
It's not just a good move; it's the best move
because the knight can't attack it.
The point being that I thought I had to cover the e2 square. Like I thought there's lots of squares I should be covering, right? But the engine thinks, actually, all you really need to cover is like d5 is good to cover an e4, and I guess f3. but put it on a8 and a knight will never attack it. You don't have to worry about tactics. So, because I went bishop f3, and he goes knight c5, makes sense. I played c4 to liberate my bishop. He goes knight fe4, and he now has a threat of knight takes f2.
Oh, that's cheeky.
So I have to respond. And, you know, again, if my bishop's on a8, I can play, I guess, like king f1 or something. But now I can't play king f1 because of knight d2 check. And, like, my bishop's just in an area where it's kind of in the way now. Whereas if it's on a8, it's not in trouble. And I go bishop e2. He goes knight a4. And you're like,
I missed this part of the game. I thought you were in a little issue here because knight c3 is coming.
Then I go bishop e5, and if my bishop's on a8, knight c3, who cares? Because my a pawn, like, there's no fork, right?
Yeah, true.
So, you know.
So surely knight c3 here now, right?
Which one?
I mean, if we go knight a, then what, are you playing f3 or something? So let's just for safety go knight e c3.
Well, I mean, you can take on e2 if I go f3.
Oh, yeah. Well, it's check, isn't it? Oh, yeah, sorry. I don't know which one. Does it matter?
Yes.
It does?
Yes.
Yeah,
I mean, it's, I guess, so you should play knight e takes.
Oh, you've got bishop f3.
And here, I mean, the a pawn will, so here, the a pawn will drop, but I'll go bishop b8, and I pretty much lose my advantage, but like I'm not worse, but it's difficult. Like if these pawns come off, trying to win this is just impossible, right?
I thought you were in so much trouble here. So he put the other one in what? You went bishop f3 or d3?
Bishop d3.
Oh. So this is how you won.
After knight c5, bishop h7. Tactics. Okay, so bishop c3.
It's a typical bull and win, isn't it? Spawny.
It is. I'll race through the next part because there is still one more interesting point in the game. Because it's like obviously winning, but it's not super easy, I guess. Like if these ever came off, then like this is just a draw, like bishop and 3 against knight and 2.
I don't think you were too bothered by this point though, because you knew that we'd got to 4 points at this point, so you can't lose. So therefore, if you draw, the team wins.
Yeah. I think when you put this much effort into the game, you want to win. Like,
you've got to push for the win here because you've got no risk of losing as well. So
and so this is the point. He plays f4 here, and I was like, what? Like that seems a bit desperate. I can just take that. And what's interesting is it's actually a really good resource because initially I thought, well, I can take this and just like
march
run my king
pawn or something.
Because I only have to take 1 pawn. He has to take 3. But actually, he's completely fine. Like
what? He's in time. Oh, that is awesome.
I know, right? Like
he's got to take your pawn.
Yeah, it's his turn. That's why it makes a difference, right? And we queen at the same time. And I just couldn't believe it.
So that is cool.
So I thought it was really, really nice try, actually. Unfortunately for him, king e4. And after king e6, bishop takes f4. And now I've gained. Now if he takes, my king actually comes back and defends my a pawn. I win the 3 against 2. And there's a nice line as well. If he goes knight c3 check, king d4, knight takes a2, bishop d2. And I never take the knight or the pawn. I just run my 3 against 2. Because his knight can never get out.
That is the beautiful demonstration there of bishop dominating a knight. There's a question about taking on g3 here, but you just take the knight, I'm afraid.
Yeah, and I'm in time to play bishop e3, and it's just over. So I mean, we played a couple more moves, but
it's just lost.
Signed here. So not super smooth. Like it's one of those where I thought it was a great game until I analysed it on the train home, and I was like, it's a bit sloppy to allow his knights to kind of have that potential around me. But I don't know. I think it's a nice illustration of the bishop pair, at least.
Yeah, a little bit. I mean, obviously, with that bishop a8 move, if you played that instead, I mean, that's fantastic. But yeah, very spawny, sir. Very spawny.
Very spawny. But you know what's going to happen next time I get a bishop pair? I'll be like, remember that game I could have played bishop a8? And I'll be putting my bishops in the corners.
You will, yeah. And they'll be like the worst place piece or something like that. Okay, well, just to finish up, there is this European Youth Online Championships going on at the moment, Nations League. And, you know, I mean, I think it's played on Tornello. I mean, I don't really see the point of these online games and online matches anymore, personally. I think we should be focusing on over-the-board chess. But I guess if you're incapable of playing over the board, then maybe you're playing something like this. But we did have round 1, so I'm hoping that there's like results up here somewhere, if anybody can see where results are. Home news. I mean, they'd surely publish their own results of their own tournament, right? You'd think. That would be a normal thing to do, like seeing as they've had round 1. Clearly not, but I know that there was some results somewhere. Why has this not? I mean, you have to pay to enter. But it's quite interesting. They've chosen like under 18 girl and boy, under 14 girl and boy, under 10 girl and boy. So Wales are playing in it. And maybe we'll have a bit more knowledge of it next week, perhaps, because I thought there would be the results on here. I was really convinced there would be, but maybe not. Okay, well, we'll look at that next week.
It's my pet hate, though, isn't it? When something gets advertised loads or whatever, and then it happens and you never hear about it. And you're like, well,
yeah, and it's same as well for the Wales versus South of England regions. I saw a couple of points of what I think Gloucester scored quite highly as well in some of these, but I haven't seen the full results yet, and I'd love to see that. So if anybody does have those results, please get them posted on Facebook, get them posted on the Welsh Chess Union website. In fact, let's just double check that, because in case there's some news article about it, perhaps, that we've missed. Unfortunately, Alan Falcon has died. Rest in peace. So this is the tournament. Oh no, that's that European schools, isn't it? So no, there's nothing there about the South Wales thing. Yeah, so we'll see. Reminder, we've got the Welsh Juniors 12 Plus training weekend coming up early February. If you need to get signed up for that, please do. But yeah, well played, Alex. 1.5 out of 2. Team win for our team, and that puts us right in contention. A couple of wins in the next weekend, and we'll be right up there in the top 3 spots. So yeah, I look forward to that. And they come thick and fast now, don't they? February weekend, March weekend, and then obviously it's got the Welsh Championships down, which would be really good.
So plenty of opportunities, John, to get a nice game that you can show on stream sometime.
Yes, absolutely correct, chat. That is a very good point, and I completely agree. Yes, I am being paid to attend it, so yes, that is a reminder. So yeah, apart from that, thank you very much, everybody, for watching. And we will be having a good look at the Congress this weekend. Everybody that's playing, hope you get to play that 2600 Grandmaster. Let's hope somebody can nick half a point off him, or maybe even beat him. That's a great opportunity. So good luck in the Congress to all of you that are playing. And I guess also to you, Alex, as long as you don't overtake me in rating.
Thank you.
Bye-bye, everybody.